Hi everyone and welcome to another Doctor Who figure review by me, Meg Schwartz, and today we'll be reviewing another 11th Doctor figure from Series 6, and this is the 11th Doctor with beard and wearing straight jacket from Day of the Moon. Now this figure was released as part of Wave 1B of the Series 6 figure line, and it is not available in Series 6 Wave 1A. It's a very nice variant, very good for scene recreations and figure adventures, and this is how we briefly saw him during the opening of Day of the Moon. Okay, so before I start talking about the figure itself, I'm going to show some pictures of the packaging it came in. So the packaging is just normal for Series 6 figures. You've got the plastic bubble in the middle containing the figure, then you've got the card at the bottom showing the new Doctor Who logo and the name of the figure, and also at the top it tells you a little bit about the figure. And then on the back it shows you all the figures from Series 6 Wave 1B, including this one, and then at the bottom we got the same usual product and company information. And now we shall take a look at the 11th Doctor wearing straight jacket. Okay, so here we have the 11th Doctor with beard and straight jacket from the opening of Day of the Moon. Now, the head sculpt for this figure is completely new, along with the clothing on the torso, but the trousers or legs are just pretty much standard and are made out of the same sculpt as the legs on many of the other 11th Doctor figures. Now, I'm really happy that they made a figure of the 11th Doctor wearing straight jacket from Day of the Moon, because then we can do some more scene recreations from that episode. Okay, so as usual, we shall start off by taking a look at the detail and sculpting of this figure. And as usual, we shall start off by taking a look at the figure's head sculpt. Now, as I said earlier in the video, the head sculpt for this 11th Doctor figure is completely new. The hairstyle is completely different. Now, although he may have a beard, the likeness of Matt Smith on this figure's head sculpt is still excellent as usual. All the facial features have been painted very carefully and look absolutely brilliant up close, especially his eyes. I also really like the fact that the beard has been sculpted on and not just painted on, but as you can see it is a very light colour compared to the main bit of hair at the top, and I do think it would have been better if it was sort of a more dark brown like the hair at the top. Still is very good though. The main bit of hair at the top is very good as usual. Really like the way they've painted it. It's mainly dark brown, but it has been painted with a light brown over the top, bringing out some of the nice detail on the hair. So that's all I have to say about the head sculpt for now. Excellent as usual. The likeness to Matt Smith is very good, but the only thing I think that could have been better about it was if the beard was a darker colour. Okay, so that's it for the head sculpt. Now, from the front, the 11th Doctor's straight jacket might look a bit dull, and that's because it's not very detailed, but the sculpting of it is absolutely brilliant. We can see loads of creases on it, which suggest that the 11th Doctor has been wearing this for quite a long time and that he has used it quite frequently. And also a thing I noticed about the straight jacket, which I really like, is the fact that over the bit of it that has been painted white, which is pretty much all of it, there's also a sort of light pinkish brown colour going over the top, making it look a bit old, wet and dirty, again suggesting that the 11th Doctor has worn this for a very long time. And then at the end of the sleeves you've got these giant long arm things which go into a couple of the braces at the back, which I shall show you now. Okay, so here we have the braces on the back of the 11th Doctor's straight jacket, which I've just mentioned. Now, the sleeves, or the things at the end of the sleeves on this 11th Doctor figure, go in through this one and this one. They don't go through any of the other braces, but they still look absolutely brilliant, each and every one of them. They've been sculpted and painted really carefully, and we can see the detail of the buckles and buttons on them, and again you've got the same usual brilliant sculpting of the creases around them, making the clothing look very accurate and also very lifelike. So the trousers and shoes are just pretty much the same as the trousers and shoes on many other 11th Doctor figures, as I mentioned back towards the start of the review. They still look absolutely brilliant up close with all their detail, especially the creases on the trousers and also the laces on the shoes there, as you can see. So like any other 11th Doctor figure from head to toe, this figure is covered with detail. The head sculpt looks absolutely superb with its new hairstyle, brilliant likeness to Matt Smith, and also those very carefully painted facial features. The straight jacket also looks absolutely fantastic in my eyes. I really like the creases that have sculpted all over it, which help to make it look very realistic, and I think the detail of the braces on the back is superb as well. And another thing I really like about the detail of this figure is the fact that they've put a little bit of his shirt just underneath his neck there, because during Day of the Moon we did see his shirt coming out at the top of the straight jacket there, and I think it looks absolutely brilliant on the figure. And the trousers are just the same as usual, so they've still got all that same brilliant detail. That's pretty much all I have to say for the detail for now, and now we shall take a look at this 11th Doctor figure's articulation. His head can turn from side to side. The arms can do a 360 degree turn at the shoulders, as well as turn 360 degrees at the biceps. And also, another brilliant thing about this figure is the fact that it is the first figure out of any Doctor Who figure line to have double jointed elbows. Now, the reason why this 11th Doctor figure has double jointed elbows is so that these sleeve ends can go into the holes in the braces at the back of the straight jacket, as you can see. Unfortunately, getting those things into the braces at the back is normally quite hard for me, but I have managed to do it about twice before. And also, his hands can turn 360 degrees from the wrists, and he can turn at the waist 360 degrees as well. His legs can move outwards on the top, go backwards and forwards, swivel 360 degrees at the thighs, and they can also bend at. Okay, so that was all the articulation of this 11th Doctor figure. Very good as usual, but obviously with him having these fantastic double jointed elbows, you can put him into far many more poses than most other 5-inch Doctor Who figures out there. And overall, I think the 11th Doctor with beard and straight jacket is a very good addition to my collection. It's a variant you can be really imaginative and creative with, and that's something I really like about this figure. It's one of those ones that is a lot better for scene recreations and figure adventures rather than anything else, because the 11th Doctor was only in this very briefly during Day of the Moon, but still is an absolutely fantastic figure. I think the detail sculpting and articulation is superb as usual, especially on the head sculpt and straight jacket. The only things I dislike about this figure are probably the beard and braces at the back of the straight jacket, because the beard is quite a light colour compared to the main part of the hair, and I do think that would have been better if it was a bit darker. And I think that the gaps in these two sleeves at the top, where the ends of the sleeves go in, could be a bit bigger, because I've only been able to get the ends of the sleeves in twice before, and if they were a bit bigger, I think it would have been a lot easier to put those in. But I still really like this figure, and if I was to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. Excellent 11th Doctor figure, a very interesting yet bizarre variant, but I do think the figure could have been a little bit better if the beard was a dark brown, and I also think that the gaps in the braces at the back could have been a bit bigger, because then putting the ends of the sleeves in would have been a bit easier. Still a very good figure though. Highly recommend it to you if you are a fan of the 11th Doctor, or you just like buying variants of the 11th Doctor. And that is all I have to say for this review, YouTubers. If I have any more comments about this figure, I will let you know in YouTube video annotations or in the comment section below. And that is all I have to say for this review. This has been my review on the 11th Doctor with beard and wearing straight jacket. A very good variant, one that is a lot better for scene recreations and figure adventures, because obviously the 11th Doctor was wearing this for long in Day of the Moon. But still a fantastic addition to the 5-inch figure line. And as I said before, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, YouTubers, and I shall see you again soon in another Doctor Who figure review, and I shall be letting you know what that review is on my channel comment section. Thanks for watching, YouTubers.